It's the mayor. Welcome to Showface News. You can call me what you want. Just don't call me woke. And I'm rocking with the town favorite, Showface News. It's Big Gotham. And you already know it's the town versus everybody all times. Check it out, y'all. So yeah, I've been postponing this live for like a day or so because I don't like to have lives prepared way ahead of time. I'm not even used to doing that. I like to catch news on the spot. You dig? But yeah, this is a viral video that has been trending, known as the Diddy Files, champs. All right. It's been made by a very well-known YouTuber. All right. Can't remember his name right now. I'll let you know in a second. But I want you to make sure you're hitting the like and sharing the video as we hear if he did it or he didn't do it. Did he not? Did he do it? We don't know. But I'm gonna give you my take on it. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like and share the video, gang. It's the mayor. Look.
The extremely powerful executive Sean Diddy Combs has had an ominous presence in the music industry for the past 30 years. From his suspicious involvement in the demise of Tupac and Biggie, his secretive ritualistic parties in the backrooms, as well as numerous accidental confessions, has made the public pre-decide he is guilty of accusations against him. Not only multiple women filed formal lawsuits alleging him of violent sexual assault and humiliation, but the federal government raided his home and investigated his involvement in a global sex trafficking operation. Technically, at the moment, he is not being charged of any crime. Any day now, Diddy could feel the wrath of the American justice system. Today, we are going to unearth the secrets he never wanted the world to know with the goal of determining one thing: did he do it or not? It's first very important to understand Diddy's potential involvement in the murders of Tupac and Biggie, because if you believe those allegations to be true, everything that happens afterwards makes total sense. In the mid-90s, Diddy, also known as Sean Puffy Combs, was in the middle of the infamous East Coast vs. West Coast hip-hop rivalry.
By the way, salute to Paul CC. That's the person who made this video. Right, Paul CC. But listen, Diddy didn't have nothing to do with Biggie nor Pac getting smoked. Everybody out west knows Diddy ain't have nothing to do with that. Okay, had zero to do with that. Pac dying had more to do with Suge Knight's doings than Puff's. Suge wasn't responsible for doing it, but Death Row was so messy. You dig what I'm saying? This is why these things were able to happen. And too many gangs that didn't get along was around each other. Let's just say that. You dig? And as far as the Biggie situation, that also had nothing to do with Puff at all. They actually tried to smoke Biggie way before they tried to actually get him out of here. If you remember the E40 situation, E40 stopped his people for trying to smoke Biggie because Biggie said E40 was trash when he went out west. But that's just a fun fact. You make sure you hit the like, share the video. Let's keep it going.
It all began with East Coast rapper and Bad Boy Records signee, the Notorious B.I.G., versus his enemy, West Coast rapper and Death Row Records signee, Tupac Shakur, and it ended with them being assassinated via drive-by shootings. Biggie's murder was unsolved to this day, but in 2023 we learned that Cassie Ventura was the shot caller for the group of individuals that killed Tupac. Although we do not know the specific details as to why these two rap legends were killed, through all the theories, key information, and first-hand recollections from friends witnesses of both murders indicate that Sean Combs had involvement in both murders.
That's because Keefe D is a liar. Let's be very clear. Keefe D was clout chasing, acting like he was responsible for Pac dying when he wasn't. All of the people responsible for Pac's death are also not here anymore. They're deceased. They're not here. They've been unalive, champ. All right, Orlando Anderson, the nephew of Keefe D, yes, he's responsible. Is Keefe D responsible? No, but Keefe D knows what happened, and Keefe D tried to clout chase and get some money, not knowing that he was gonna ultimately incriminate himself by acting as though he was some type of shot caller in Pac's demise. All right, I'm just saying. He also lied and said that Diddy and Tupac had a secret relationship and all this BS, whatever. You hit the like button, share the video, host the mayor. Look,
Biggie and Tupac were friendly and actually respected each other at first. Tupac had begun rapping in 1991 and within 2 years already had earned a platinum album. Biggie was a crack dealer who recorded freestyles for fun, until someone sent his tapes to Puffy, who signed him to records for $25,000. Puffy was also able to use his status in the music industry to connect Big and Pac. Pac became a mentor to Biggie. He once even asked him to be his manager.
I was there, nigga. I trained the nigga. He used to be under me like my lieutenant. The nigga, I used to come to New York. I used to do shows and let the nigga come on before I did keep your head up and get around. Because nobody knew the nigga in New York. And I used to tell the nigga, yo, if you want to make your money, you gotta rap for the bitches. Do not rap for the niggas. I told the nigga, don't rap for the niggas. Rap for the bitches. The bitches will buy your records and the niggas want what the bitches want. So all of a sudden, he changed from being listen to party and bullshit. Listen to his style. He changed from that to Big Papa.
Pac believes that Biggie used him as a blueprint, changed his whole style, persona, and music to be more aligned with Tupac. Many people speculated that Diddy also had a slight obsession with Tupac. He started dripping himself in Versace after Tupac did it first. He also got romantically involved in women after Tupac had ran through them first, like Sarah Chapman, who ran around with Tupac in the 90s and is now the mother of one of Diddy's children. Pac's claims aged like fine wine when recently the internet figured out that Biggie's most successful hit, Juicy, was actually stolen by a Mississippi-based artist called Notorious B.I., who released.
Let's stop this nonsense right now. We're going to stop this madness right now. All this Notorious B.I. Let me explain something to you. This rapper didn't make this song until after Biggie made it. I want to be very clear. This rumor happened like a year or two ago, and people were running with it. Biggie stole. What in the world does someone from New York look like stealing from someone from Mississippi? I want y'all to be very. We're talking about the 90s. By the way, nobody in the 90s was stealing anything from anyone in Mississippi. I don't care which state you lived in. All right? I want to be very clear that this record didn't drop till after Biggie dropped his record. Understand? This is the truth. All this notorious, nigga, you wasn't a notorious anything until Biggie came out. Let's be very clear. So I repeat, Biggie Smalls was around before whoever the hell this is supposed to be. We don't even know who this is. All right? And I don't know nobody in Mississippi who knows who this is. So before we continue, let's clear this up right now. Whoever the hell Notorious B.I. is didn't exist until after Biggie. And Biggie made the song Juicy before this song was made. And I heard the song and it was terrible. By the way, y'all hit the like button and share the video. I'm just saying, gang, we just got to clear that up.
It's a song called Big Daddy a year before Juicy that sounds exactly the same. Is it a coincidence that Notorious B.I. and Notorious B.I.G. are very similar, and this song is called Big Daddy, and Biggie started going by Big Papa? But many people believe this was the mastermind of Diddy, as he was a music industry expert who knew how to scout talent and assess a hit song before anyone else heard it. They believe Puffy instructed his artist to steal from Notorious B.I., and Biggie trusted his boss and mentor.
Where the hell did you get this information from? Who told you this? Nigga, nobody knows who the hell Notorious B.I. is. Let me tell you something. I know a lot of people who was around back then. I can almost assure you, nobody knows who Notorious B.I. is. You dig? First of all, the Juicy sample was from an old song. You dig? He didn't take it from anyone. Y'all keep telling me he has been proven. Nigga, I was around when they first made the allegation. And the fact of the matter is, that song didn't even get created till after Juicy came out. So what are we talking about? You dig? I'm just saying. You know, a lot of y'all think this is true. I'm telling you it's not true. I did my research. All right? Nobody knows who Notorious B.I. is. Okay? If I go to Mississippi right now, and I asked her, do you know who Notorious B.I. is? Like, who's that? A fake Biggie? Yeah, it gotta be a fake Biggie. Notorious B. He stole from Notorious B.I. Nigga, nobody knows that song. If he stole this so-called song, And this was a known song. How come nobody else knows the song? You dig? He sent it to, yo, bro, I'm telling you, this is not true. I'm telling you, this is not true. The sample was from Juicy Fruit. The real samples from Juicy Fruit. He didn't take anything from Notorious B1. All right. Y'all hit the like shit the video, man. Because I guess apparently Diddy was in Mississippi and some nigga named Notorious B1 sent him the tape and he changed his name. Please stop. Hit the like shit the video though.
Pac and Big's rivalry began as a music-based competition. Who had more music sales, who had the better fashion, media representation, and cultural influence. But due to gangster rap creeping into the mainstream and the two being surrounded by legitimate gangsters, tensions escalated to life-threatening conflict. In November 1994, Tupac was on his way to record some music at Quad Studios in New York City. Coincidentally, Biggie was there recording with Junior Mafia, which was a group of 4 friends that Big knew since their childhood. Puffy was there too, since Big was his artist, and anything that Big writes or records is technically owned by the Bad Boy label. Allegedly, a man by the name of Jimmy Henchman, who is now serving life in prison, was planning a robbery on Tupac since Pac owed him some money. Many speculate that Jimmy told Puffy what was about to happen, but Puffy did not try to stop it. When Pac was outside the studio, he looked up and realized rapper Lil Cease, who is best friends with Biggie, was yelling at him from above. He was excited to see him because they were friends. He told him he was going to go downstairs and meet him in the lobby. Pac got to the lobby downstairs when some men attempted to rob him at gunpoint, which quickly led to conflict and Pac being shot 5 times.
In the middle of that trial, Shakur was gunned down, shot 5 times in what he claimed was a murder attempt and police called a robbery.
As the police did their investigation, you can see Diddy looking around scanning the area with his head down. Keep in mind that after Tupac was shot, he got in the elevator and went upstairs where dozens of Bad Boy affiliates were located. Pac was interviewed by Vibe magazine detailing the night he was shot and the energy of the people around him while he was bleeding out. Because Andre Harrell was there, Puffy was there, Biggie, nobody approached me. I noticed that nobody would look at me. Andre Harrell wouldn't look at me. I had been going to dinner with him the last few days. Puffy...
Get it correct. That's Andre Harrell, to be very clear. This is why you guys can't be doing it. Y'all don't got no real information, man. Y'all don't got the real information. First and foremost, you know, your boy Jimmy Henchman is known to do these types of things. You feel me? Jimmy Henchman is the reason why the game left G-Unit. He got in the game's ear and was talking to the game, and the game ended up leaving G-Unit, dissing G-Unit because Jimmy Henchman didn't rock with 50. So Jimmy Henchman and 50 have been getting into it for quite a few years throughout his reign in the industry. There was a street beef going on, all right? So much so that they had shooters going to Queens, shooting up parties and all types of things. You dig what I'm saying? It was a crazy back and forth. It's crazy enough that 50 Cent was even able to, you know, make it out without being incriminated throughout the entire war that was going on. He's the only person that's been going through a street war while in the music industry making hits. You dig what I'm saying? Anya Boss says, listen, these got to be young people that was young. Half wasn't even born. That's why they don't know. We know all we heard was Biggie. Who the F made this up? If it's some special kind of stupid. Listen, y'all hit the like button and share the video. It's the mayor. Look.
He was standing back too. I knew Puffy. He knew how much stuff I had done for before he came out. Based on Tupac's words here, fans in the media believe that he was hinting that Biggie and Puffy might be behind the attack, which bothered Big and Puff since publicly at this point they were still friends.
Tupac article had me pissed off, you know what I'm saying? And the rumors that's spreading is on some tip like we set him up, you know what I'm saying? And that's crazy. It's ridiculous. But I also understand that if you was to get shot 5 times, mine is just completely spinning, you know what I'm saying? You're real confused about your situation. So it'll cause you to say things that you really don't mean.
To make things worse, a few months later, Pac was found guilty of sexual assault and would end up serving 9 months in prison. This gave him tons of time to think and reevaluate his life. To add insult to injury, Biggie released his iconic cutthroat track called Who Shot Ya, which felt like an obvious diss towards Tupac. But technically, it was recorded before Pac got shot, but it was marketed and released months after the incident. Regardless, the media developed the narrative that Big and Puffy set up the shooting and now released a diss record bragging about their hit. And Puff's full intentions were to stir up drama, as can be confirmed by the former president of Bad Boy Records.
Biggie might not have thought that when he wrote the lyrics that was going to be used for that, but the way it was marketed by me and released in the succession of things that were going on that we were dealing with on all the levels that we were dealing, that record did what it was supposed to do. And that's a perfect example of how my former business partner works and thinks.
Pac was sitting in jail already thinking that they set him up, and the release of this song was all the proof he needed. But this wasn't the only shooting that Puffy was involved in. It's also important to know that Tupac signed to Death Row Records while in prison after the label owner Suge Knight promised to use his money to get Pac released. As they were in the process of getting Pac out, Suge Knight and his best friend Jake Robles, aka Big Jake, were at the Platinum nightclub in Atlanta. Suge confronted Puffy at the club and was choking him. Puffy's bodyguard, Anthony Wolf Jones, steps in to defend him, and then things got out of hand. Next thing you know, shots are being fired and Suge's friend Big Jake was shot and killed. Whether or not Wolf shot Jake has never been confirmed, but Suge was holding Puffy responsible for the attack, which was enough to now ignite a feud between the two executives. Quick sidebar, recently.
Also remember, Tupac was out there in Cali a lot before he fully went out there completely. Remember when he was with Digital Underground with Shock G and them? R.I.P. Shock G too, by the way. Remember when he was out there? You know, he made I get around and all that. He was already out in the West Coast, out and about. He didn't necessarily stay out there, but he was out there a lot. You know what I'm saying? But once Suge gave him that deal, he was officially calling himself somebody from the West Coast. You dig? Make sure you're hitting that like button and sharing the video, by the way. You dig? White Ghost says Wolf died, didn't he? I don't even remember, or no, I have no idea. I don't remember. Couldn't tell you, but facts over fiction. Remember that. Facts over fiction. I hate to like share the video. Let's keep it going.
Fans have noticed that Puffy's firstborn biological son, Justin Combs, looks a lot like Wolf. How does your son look more like your best friend than you? Anyways, in October 1995, Tupac got out of prison and he wanted war.
I have no fear. I have only ambition, and I want mine, and I will do anything to protect and feed my family. And these niggas represent a threat.
Pac got out and immediately started taunting and scheming on Bad Boy Records as much as possible. In the days after his release from prison, he jumped into the studio to record his next album, All Eyes on Me, and he talked about the anticipated tracks.
Two of America's Most Wanted with me and Snoop. That's gonna be a humdinger, right? Shorty Wanna Be a Thug. That's gonna be a big one. And Wonder Why They Call You Bitch with Faith. That's gonna be a big one.
He mentions Faith, aka Faith Evans, who was married to Biggie for over a year at this point. Imagine your wife jumps in the studio with your biggest enemy 1 week after he gets out of jail. Pac was up.
Another fun fact, me and many others believe gave Pac the works, champ. Yes. We believe that Faith Evans got worked by Pac, champ. We believe this is a thing. We believe Tupac was telling the truth. Tupac is the first nigga in rap to rap about smashing somebody's shorty ever. We didn't hear about it before. The first time we heard about it in rap was Hit 'Em Up. All right. Pac said he thrashed the man's wife. All right. I believe Tupac did do these things. Why? Well, if you know about Faith Evans, you know about Faith Evans, champ. All right. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like and share the video. It's the mayor. Look.
Also seen with Faith Evans at Whitney Houston's album release party. The rumor is that Biggie cheated on Faith and that she was trying to get back at him by cheating with Pac. Pac also allegedly started messing around with Mary J. Blige, who was a close friend and business partner with Puffy. Then Death Row Records held a Christmas party in 1995 where a close friend of Puffy, Mark Anthony Bell, was mercilessly beaten and forced to drink urine after refusing to give Suge Puffy's mother's address. Tupac and Death Row.
You made him do what Sharp did it from No Jumper. Ah, champ, you made him. Y'all made him consume urine, champ? Champ, why? Why, champ? Why such a heinous act? You know, Shaw from No Jumper would have did that easily. You dig? He would have easily, consumed urine. You know what I mean? You get them likes up, gang. We gotta smash that like. We gotta go crazy on the like button, all right? Hit the like. I didn't know they made him sip urine. Ugh. All because he didn't send the address of his mother. It's crazy. Hit the like, gang.
Did not let off the gas. At the 1996 Soul Train Awards, Biggie won the award for Song of the Year, and Tupac won Best Rap Album of the Year. After Big got his award, he took some pictures backstage and then exited the venue because he had to go to the airport to catch a flight. And that's when Pac and Suge pulled up in a Hummer, taunting them.
While we was waiting for the car to pull up, Suge and Tupac pulled up in the Hummer, and Tupac was really loud, yelling West Side, cursing, yelling a bunch of stuff, and Suge came from the other side and was like trying to actually walk up to us saying he just want to talk to Big, like want to talk, but of course everybody got in front. It was a little yelling and arguing for a minute, but police and everybody got in front, kind of stopped everything.
Despite Biggie's gangster lyrics, he was really a chill dude who didn't want to beef with Pac. Remember, he looked up to him. He always thought they were friends, but as we are speculating, he seemed to be a pawn in a much bigger operation.
He knows you sent somebody to shoot him that first time. Is that true or false?
Why? No, it's false. Why would I do that?
Okay. Do you think he was just hyping a record, or you have no idea?
I don't know what was the problem. I wasn't inside his head at the time. I don't really know what's the reason for him doing what he did.
Tupac was a man on fire, a man who he believes was wrongfully convicted of a crime he didn't commit, was constantly being slandered by the media, and now feels was being disrespected by his biggest enemies, on top of being surrounded by real gangsters. He released a music video alongside Snoop Dogg called Two of America's Most Wanted, which featured a skit mocking Biggie and Puff.
Pop, please don't kill me. It was Buff's idea. No, man. I'm just a rapper, man. Please don't take me out the game.
Interesting that Tupac himself instructed the Biggie actor in the 90s to say it was Puff's idea, as if he knew the truth. Then Pac released one of the most abrasive and iconic diss tracks of all time, Hit 'Em Up. He starts off the song claiming he had sex with Biggie's wife and then directly calls Biggie, Puffy, and Junior Mafia all bitches, along with various other threats. The pressure was on Bad Boy. Pac was not going to stop, and Puffy couldn't take the heat.
That's what Jimmy Henchman known for doing. Jimmy Henchman known for setting a blaze and making people go against each other, all right, for his own reasons, all right? Jimmy Henchman got Pac shot up, same thing. When Jimmy Henchman got in the game's ear, things went left with the game and G-Unit. Now, the game sabotaged his own career. Jimmy Henchman helped him sabotage his career because he could have been a lot bigger had he not listened to Jimmy Henchman in the first place. You dig? But that's what Jimmy Henchman has always been known for doing, causing division, all right, amongst possible powerhouses. You dig? Pac and Biggie were very big in the 90s, champ, all right? Hit the like button, share the video.
Biggie's bodyguard, Gene, recalls when Puff reached his tipping point.
He said, businessman, I'm about making money, but something gotta change. I don't give a f if Pac gotta die, Big gotta die, or Suge Knight go to jail. Something's gotta change.
Gene was taken back. He wondered if Puff realized that he just said he didn't care if an artist died. At the same time, he still wanted to play gangster games. As we all know, these gangster games only lead to two outcomes.
What you mean play gangster games, nigga? Don't you know? Yo, bro, to be honest, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't. Let's just say Biggie and Puff was both Crip, okay? Let's just say that. They was both cripping, and these are facts. How about that, champ? All right? If you don't believe me, go back 2-3 Halloweens ago when Diddy was dressed up like the Joker. Okay? Diddy got into it with the dude who played 2-Bit on Power out there in LA. Here was some Crip niggas behind Diddy the entire time. Whether or not he won or lost that fight, he was gonna win that fight because he had his goons around in LA. He was walking around LA. You know what I'm saying? Let's just say Diddy and Biggie was both crippin'. All right, let's just say that. Make sure you hitting that like button and sharing the video. We need to get them likes up respectfully. If you're in the building, the like button is very much free. Also, share the video if you can. Okay. Salute to the chat as always. Y'all hit the like, share the video. Let's continue. It's the mayor. Look.
Death or jail, and Tupac would meet his fate on September 13th, 1996. Pac and the Death Row Squad were attending the Bruce Seldon vs. Mike Tyson boxing match in Las Vegas. Hyped up from the testosterone and the energy of the fight, Pac wanted some action. A Death Row associate pointed out Orlando Anderson to Pac, who was a Southside Crip gang member, a rival to the Piru Blood set that was affiliated with Death Row Records. Pac went up to Orlando and punched him in the face. Then Death Row associates put a beating on the man. Later that night, Suge and Tupac were driving down East Flamingo Road to Club 662, when suddenly a white Cadillac pulled up beside them at a red light and opened fire on Tupac. He was hit 4 times, with the fatal shot piercing his lung. Just last year, Las Vegas police arrested a man called Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, who was a shot caller for the group of individuals that committed this crime, and he orchestrated the plan that was carried out. Ironically, Keefe D. has been confessing his involvement publicly on the internet for years.
He was lying though. So Keefe D was clout chasing. Now, there was a DVD that came out or a documentary that came out where Keefe D was saying, look, y'all, I have cancer and now I want to admit what really happened to Tupac. Nigga, everybody in LA know what happened to Tupac. Okay? Respectfully, everyone out west knows what happened, nigga. What are you going to tell us? A lie? Nigga was trying to have bragging rights over Pac's death like he got away with it. But slowly but surely what happened? Las Vegas Police Department came to the scene and arrested Keefe D. Now Keefe D is in jail with cancer allegedly. All right? So you were clout chasing and your clout chasing ultimately led to you being locked up. This is what you get for trying to act like you had, responsibility for Pac dying. Ultimately, the real reason Pac got killed is because Death Row had too many gang members around him, some of which didn't get along with each other. All right, so it was messy. Now, whether or not Tupac got involved in jumping Orlando Anderson, he was going to get hit regardless, no matter if he did jump in or did not. Okay, I want y'all to understand that. All right, a lot of gang politics is the reason why Pac passed. Has more to do with gang related things than anything else. Just so we're very clear. You dig? Salute to Angela Reddick with the $5 dono, who says Pac in Big's history is always a winner for us viewers. You know what I mean? And Don Northpoint says that's the real reason Wolf dead. Puffy Combs knows that ain't his son. Oh, well, that's an interesting way to look at it, champ. I ain't gonna lie. But let's continue, gang.
In 2008, he confessed that his nephew, Orlando Anderson, the man that Tupac that was the one who actually pulled the trigger.
Keefe D has now identified his own nephew as the murderer of Tupac Shakur.
Bolstering Keefe D's claim was an informant in 1997 who told investigators that Puffy had hired the Southside Crips to kill both Suge and Tupac, and that the Crip who was jumped at the MGM was in the group that had done the hit. This was exactly the same story that Keefe D told us a decade later.
Keefe also stated that Puffy offered them $1 million to kill Suge and Tupac.
We wanted $1 million. Yeah, he said, come on downstairs and talk to you. Oh.
He tells you seriously, man, I need to get rid of these guys. I mean, he's looking at you in the eyes and he's like scared.
Yeah.
You tell him, do it for $1 million, and he's like, okay, I'll do it for $1 million.
Yeah.
He agrees, you shake on it or something like that.
It's nothing.
Who brought up the amount of $1 million?
He did.
Puffy did?
Yeah.
Okay. Wasn't you?
No, it wasn't me. I'll share $1 million out there.
When Diddy was asked about this confession, this was his response.
It was this documentary that claimed, which we know wasn't true.
Yeah, check this out. We don't talk about things that are nonsense. We don't even entertain nonsense, my brother. So we're not even going to go there with all due respect, but I appreciate you as a journalist asking. Thank you.
As you can imagine, Death Row was likely seeking retaliation for the murder of Tupac. Everyone at Bad Boy Records knew they were not safe, but they were especially not safe in Southern California. An LA kingpin called Gene Deal, Diddy's bodyguard, and warned him that there was a hit placed on Biggie in LA.
This somebody.
You gotta stop listening to Gene Deal, man. Gene Deal be lying. Bro, Gene Deal been talking. This nigga Gene Deal got a couple publicized books based on Puff. Now, I don't know a nigga that's more obsessed than Gene Deal, but Gene Deal been lying for years. Okay? Gene Deal been talking about Puff before this whole thing came out about him doing these so-called heinous acts on women and etc. All right? Gene Deal ain't to be trusted with his stories. Now is Gene Deal's time for clout victory, all right? Because now he been talking about Puff for so long, he's going to profit the most because he been talking about Puff, and all he has to tell you about is Puff, nigga. He has the Puff Chronicles, has had the Puff Chronicles for years, champ. He has books on Puff. This nigga got 800-page books on Diddy, okay? I wouldn't believe nothing Gene Deal says. I'm just going to keep it 1,000, all right? He can't seem to talk about anything besides Diddy. That's what I'm going to say. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like, share the video. It's the mayor. Look.
Did 26 years in the federal jail as a kingpin, brother. He called me to save Biggs' them life. Tell them niggas not to go nowhere. It's a hit on them. You get this information from a kingpin, brother. Chaz Williams.
Despite knowing all this information, in February of 1997, they headed out to Los Angeles to promote Biggie's new album, Life After Death. Puffy also wanted to record some of his album, No Way Out, in LA. Lil Cease, Biggie's best friend, claims that Big wanted to be in LA.
If he say go, we going. If he stay, we staying. Big wanted to stay. I always tell people that, yo, why everybody always go, why y'all was there so long, or why you didn't tell him to go home? He's the boss. We're here because of him. And if he feel like it's no threat and he wants to be here, it's...
And this is what I've been saying. People were trying to correct me before, right? They was like, listen, Diddy made Puff go to LA, right? People said Biggie didn't want to stay in LA. Well, nigga, you hearing it from the horse's mouth that the nigga wanted to stay in LA. He wasn't backing down, you know, from any type of whatever threat was supposed to be put on him, but he also was young at this time. Biggie and Pac died very young, at young ages. You understand? Now, as a Brooklyn nigga, he's not gonna, because if you're from New York, you know how Brooklyn niggas be. He ain't gonna back down. He's gonna be like, yeah, I'm not scared. Feel me? He's like, yeah, I'm out here, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm believing Little C's before I believe Gene Deal, because Little C's is always around Biggie. So who I'm supposed to believe? You know what I'm saying? Who I'm really supposed to believe? I can't believe, you know, I can't believe Gene Deal, because Gene Deal only running his mouth about Diddy. Like, nigga, your whole claim to fame is talking about Diddy. You know what I'm saying? C's was actually on the scene. I don't know if Gene Deal was on the scene. And I don't know if Gene Deal was on the scene, but I know for a fact that Little C's was around. Now, if you heard Mace spoke on it recently that when Biggie died, that the hotel was surrounded by some LA Bloods. Some LA Bloods had the hotel surrounded. The nigga Mace couldn't even leave his hotel room. You dig? That was news, though. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like and share the video. It's the mayor. Look.
Job to stand with him.
Biggie was not taunting the West Coast. He genuinely loved being in LA. He received a lot of love from fans, promoters, radio DJs, despite being surrounded by his enemies. Instead of claiming to be the victor of his beef with Tupac, Biggie wanted to use his life to inspire change and squash the East Coast versus West Coast beef. The truth is, over the years, Puffy and Biggie had made so many enemies that they didn't really know who was after them, but they overstayed their welcome in the city of Angel, and Big's demise came on March 9th, 1997. After presenting an award at the 1997 Soul Train Night Awards, the Bad Boy crew attended the after party hosted by Vibe magazine at the Peterson Automotive Museum. Biggie left the party riding in the front passenger seat of a Chevrolet Suburban SUV with Puffy and other entourage members driving directly in front of them. As they stopped at the first red light, a dark-colored Chevrolet Impala pulled up alongside Biggie's SUV. An unknown assailant inside the Impala rolled down the window and fired multiple shots at Biggie's vehicle. Biggie was hit numerous times by gunfire, sustaining 4 gunshot wounds. One of the bullets struck him in the chest, causing
Trauma Talker says, I remember you saying all the other stuff, Diddy innocent. I never said he was innocent. When did you hear me say that? I said somebody has to be, you have to prove that someone did what they did. Never did you hear me say that he was innocent at all. I'm just saying, look, if someone's lying on someone, then he didn't do something because you're lying. If you're going to blatantly lie, then how I'm supposed to believe you? I never said he was innocent about anything. I did say he didn't have nothing to do with Pac and Biggie dying because he actually did it. And that's true. You know, you can believe what you want to believe, but never did I say the man was innocent with anything. You dig? Yours Will Stand says, people like Gene Deal will mix the truth with lies and you'll think he's telling the truth, and he embellished stories to make himself seem more important than he really is a clout chaser. And you are 100% right, my friend. You are 1,000% correct. You dig? Gene Deal is a huge clout chaser. And that's why I don't really buy into what he says, because look, the fact that you're so super invested into Diddy to the point anytime someone speaks to you, you got to talk about Diddy. That's a problem for me. Like, okay, so you're invested in this being so much so that that's all you talk about is Diddy, bro? And then you have books published about Diddy? That's weird to me. That's not normal to me. You understand? That's what I'm going to say. You said he maintained the same lies for 20 years. Hey, it is what it is. Y'all hit the like, share the video. It's the mayor.
causing severe internal injuries. He was immediately rushed to the Cedars-Sinai Medical Center, but pronounced dead at the hospital that night. So what happened? Well, Puffy's business partner said that they had used up all their budget on security, so they couldn't hire extra security for this evening. Keefe D was also at this party and offered protection. Puff told him to stand down. Puff decided to ride in the separate car located in front of Biggie's. Then he gave his security guard, Gene Deal, very strange instructions rather than maximizing Big's protection.
I tried to ride on the side of the car. Puff said, yo, Gene, what you doing? I said, I'm riding on the side of the car. I have my gun out. So he says to me, Gene, if you don't get in this car, you ain't gonna never work for Bad Boy ever again. I said, man, how the f you gonna try to tell me how to do my job? He said, Gene, we don't need that look. We don't need that look. Get in the car. As I go to get in the car, this motherfucker reached down and let his seat all the way back. So now I gotta put my legs sideways. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is you doing? I said, you ready? You ready? He running next 3 lights. Kenny said, for what? I said, motherfucker, run 3 lights, Kenny, or I'm gonna die. Kenny just took off.
The first car ran the red lights, but the car behind them did not follow. They decided to stop at the red light. Lil Cease had his head hanging out the window trying to holler at some girls. Then out of nowhere, the shooting took place. According to an FBI agent, Phil Carson, who worked on the case for several years, Suge Knight hired Amir Muhammad to carry out the execution. However, the agent says the original target was not Biggie. They were being Puffy Combs. Gene also believes this story is the truth.
I believe it was meant for Puff. The people that tried to kill Puff that night, for whatever reason, because we had some beef with some Muslim cats in Soul Train too. For whatever reason, the people that's trying to kill Puff, Big became a casualty of Puff shit.
When they rushed Big to the hospital, Lil Cease, who literally looked the shooter right in his face, gave a description to Gene. This is what he said.
Little Cease at the hospital, he said a Muslim shot Big. And I said to Paul, with the blue suit, white shirt, blue bow tie, he said, Gene, how you know? I said, that motherfucker walked up to Puff car first.
Lil Cease's description of the man matches up to what the FBI uncovered. All in all, to say that Puffy set up the murders of Pac and Biggie is not exactly accurate, but the origins of the beef and the escalation of the beef can most definitely be traced back to Puffy.
Well, at least you said it's inaccurate for someone to say that Diddy's responsible for Biggie being hit. You dig? And that is NOI is not NOI is the NOI. Yeah, I mean, wrong perception of the NOI. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, see me, I'm not gonna be that guy. I don't like to paint. Some people really like to paint narratives and lie. The mayor is a receipts type of person. I always have receipts. When I'm talking about something, or if I'm trying to put something out there, what I'm gonna have is receipts. And I always keep receipts. That's for damn sure. When I'm explaining something to someone and I want them to believe it, guess what? I'm gonna come with receipts. And anybody who knows me, who talks to me on a regular basis, can definitely tell you that that's a fact. You dig? But gang, make sure y'all getting them likes. We need the likes up, champ. You got to get past 50 likes, though. All right? If you in here, you watching the video, need you to make sure you put pressure on that like button. We need to get those likes up respectfully. Smash the like, share the video if you could. You dig? Salute to Trauma Talking. But yeah, you know, I don't really speak on things that I can't prove. If I say it, I'll give my own perspective, but I'm not going to tell you, yeah, this is definitely a fact. I'm just going to tell you how I think about it, but I'm not going to express my opinion as fact like a lot of people do, because people be on something different. Like, nigga, I had a dream that Puff did this, therefore he did it. Okay, I woke up this morning and I had a dream that Puff did this, so there's no way I had a dream and it didn't happen. I ain't that type of nigga. Understand that would never take place, okay? But look, hit the like, share the video. Let's keep it going.
So he knew that was looming for Pac and Biggie and did not even come close to trying to prevent both of their deaths, because at the end of the day, Puff was the one who benefited most from them dying. Think about it from the perspective of Puffy the businessman. Tupac dies, that makes Biggie the winner. Biggie looks like the ultimate gangster who warned his enemy with a diss track and then got him killed. That helps feed into the persona and sell more records. Plus, with Tupac dead, there is no more competition. Biggie's inspiration, his idol, the dude who he copied everything from, can no longer defend himself from the grave. Now, we know that Puff didn't exactly want Big to die, but he wasn't doing everything in his power to protect him. Additionally, Puff saw how much money Death Row was making after Tupac passed. Tupac Shakur sold 67,000 records in the week following his murder. 2 months after he died, they released The Don Killuminati, The 7-Day Theory, which Shakur recorded under the name Machiavelli. It debuted at #1 on the Billboard Hot 200 with first week sales of 664,000 and 250,000 the second week. To this day, Tupac has sold 75 million records, most of which came posthumously. Puffy owned all of Big's publishing. He allegedly purchased it from him for $200,000 years before he passed, which meant that everything he recorded or wrote for himself or other artists, Puff owned all of Biggie's percentage. Aside from the tens of millions of dollars in albums Big sold posthumously, he was also a prolific songwriter. He wrote all of Junior Mafia's album. He wrote for Lil Kim. He wrote for Mace, Craig Mack. Also consider every single time he's been sampled over the years. Diddy has been making money off Biggie for more years than Biggie was alive. There were even suspicions that Biggie was aware of how much control Puffy had over his music and tried to sign over all his new music to his infant daughter, but passed away before he could get the business deals done. Biggie's mother, Valletta Wallace, has repeatedly expressed her distrust of Diddy. The truth is, Christopher accepted the illusion of a friend and mentor for about $25,000. That's the amount Puffy lured my son with. That was a lot of money for Christopher back then as a 19-year-old. She continued by saying that she was glad her son does not have to witness that.
Hold on a second. Now, I'm gonna say this. You know, people went against Diddy ever since Diddy's rap career began, which we didn't witness until Biggie died. So I say that whole rumor about Diddy wanted to get Biggie out the way so he could be a rapper, that started right when Diddy started rapping, because I witnessed the whole thing. As soon as Biggie was gone and Diddy started, I remember the whole thing, all about the Benjamins. Listen, ever since that, people had their suspicions. It was like, nah, champ, I think he got Biggie out the way, because why is this nigga rapping once this nigga passes? All right. Now, contrary to popular belief, these songs were recorded before Biggie even passed. So Biggie was aware of these things, and he had Biggie verses and whatnot. So to say he just started rapping when Biggie passed is not true, but a lot of people had that suspicion back then, and it only continued into more rumors as time progressed. You dig? But y'all hit the like and share the video. I mean, say he wanted Puff dead, it's crazy, because why would he want his top artists gone? It doesn't make any sense. You dig what I'm saying? So it is what it is, though. Hit the like, share the video, gang. Let's keep it going.
The very people that he thought he could ride and die with wouldn't think twice about using his mother. She added, "I am glad that he is not here to see how they have used his image and his name. Diddy was filthy rich, extremely powerful, and evidently unpredictable. Imagine how easy it was to leverage his power in the music industry and his personal life. If you said no to him, in theory, he could blackball you, extort you, or maybe something more permanent. So consider that when we begin analyzing his history of suspicious behavior."
I got my MTV out. Savage! I'm a savage! Oh! I'm a savage! Whatever I want, I'm going to get! Whatever I want, I have to get!
Let's start with the mysterious Puffy's Flavor Camp, where Diddy would mentor teenage musicians, like Usher, and give them a taste of the music industry. R&B sensation Usher was nothing short of a child prodigy. By age 13, he had already been discovered in Atlanta by L.A. Reid, and they sent him to New York City to record his debut album with Diddy. In 1994, Usher was just 14 years old, and he moved into Diddy's house to be a part of his Flavor Camp.
I mean, but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place. And I didn't necessarily understand it.
Usher has been very reluctant to discuss what happened when he lived with Diddy. In a 2004 article with Rolling Stone, he said, "Puff introduced me to a totally different set of shit. Sex, specifically. Sex is so hot in the industry, man. While he was in New York, he lived at Puffy's house in Scarsdale. There was always girls around. You'd open a door and see somebody doing it, or several in a room having an orgy. You never knew what was going to happen." Some people look at this as nothing short of grooming a young boy. One time, Diddy himself detailed what living with Usher was like.
Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get up early with me. And now he's one of the richest stars in the world.
Yo, what the f did Puff just say?
Even though Kevin Hart was just...
Yeah, I don't know about all that, nigga. Wrestling for cereal, nigga. I don't know about all wrestling for cereal. It's crazy. All right, I'm gonna say that right now. But okay, your boy Reggie Wright Jr. is also a liar. Reggie Wright Jr. is a liar, bro. Just like Gene Deal is a liar. Reggie Wright Jr. is also someone who caps a lot, says things that aren't true. Wrestling over Frosted Flakes is weird. I'm not going to act like that's normal. I ain't never wrestled for Frosted Flakes. In fact, I've never wrestled for any cereal whatsoever, champ. Have I wrestled as a child? Sure, why not? But for cereal? No, nigga, we didn't wrestle for cereal, champ. Cereal wasn't that important. I promise. We might have wrestled for the Space Jam DVD or something. Maybe. VHS. DVD didn't come out yet. My fault. They didn't have DVD out yet. DVD came out some years later. For the Space Jam VHS, we might have wrestled for that. We didn't wrestle for a DVDs didn't come out yet, champ. They was on their way. They just didn't come out yet. All right. Yeah, man, it's crazy, man. Make sure y'all hit the like, share the video.
Joking, he really was the only one that seemed to question what Diddy was talking about, but Usher looks kind of uncomfortable. And you'll notice a theme where Diddy is very comfortable touching other people, embracing them, calling them pet names, and almost always the other person's body language screams they do not like it.
Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, daddy. You putting in that work.
But Usher is not the only artist in the industry who may have been a victim of Puffy's Flavor Camp. Justin Bieber was also mentored by Diddy early on in his career. Bieber, just after his 15th birthday, spent 48 hours with Diddy. Diddy gifted him a Lamborghini Gallardo and let him know why him and the teenager were hanging out.
Where we hanging out and what we doing, we can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. I don't have legal guard from him, but it's 48 hours, he's with me. So, yeah, and we gonna go full crazy.
Combs seems to be acting strange, but Justin seems alright. At the time, he was still a young star, glamorized by the industry. 1 year later, his demeanor towards Diddy was much different.
What's up, man? You good?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, young brother, everything's good?
Everything's
Selling
great.
out arenas and everything? Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
This the same thing he told Fab. What you mean? You don't party with me no more. You don't hang out no more, champ. We don't eat. We don't sip slushies together like we used to. What happened, champ? I thought we was brothers. And he said the same thing to Fab. Sometimes y'all be making too much of something. All right. Puff say this to everybody, bro. If you watch the Drink Champs interview with Jadakiss and Fab, the nigga told Fab, man, we don't party like we used to. It's the same thing, bro. Y'all be trying to make everything. Champ, he victimized them, champ. You don't know if that's facts. You dig? Now look, yes, you definitely fought with your nephews and all that. That's cool, man. But yeah, all I'm saying is this. I ain't saying, look, that they did something because we don't know. You know, we don't know that. But he said the same thing to Fab. Hey, look, he said the same thing to Fab, though. We don't party like we used to, brother. What happened? Don't you miss me? You feel me? Remember I took you shopping? Nigga, he say this to everybody he cool with. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, hit the like, share the video, man. It's the mayor. Look.
You try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot. But you never really got my number, so.
Now, Combs is renowned for hosting lavish and star-studded parties that have become legendary in the entertainment industry. Diddy parties are famous for attracting A-list celebrities across all industries. I had the craziest mix, Combs told Oprah. Some of my boys from Harlem, Leonardo DiCaprio after he just finished Titanic, I had socialites there and relatives from down south. Diddy parties are typically hosted at luxury venues or his own private residences. The media were quick to
Hey, that's the nigga that lied about them niggas robbing him, champ. Jesse Smollett, that's that guy, champ. The one who said he got robbed in the snow in Chicago. Yeah, that's him, champ. White Ghost says Puffy was an errand boy for Andre Harrell and Devontae Swing. That's why he made people walk for goat milk. That's a fact. He said goat milk. He made them niggas get a cheesecake from Brooklyn all the way from Harlem. That's what he really did. He made them take the Brooklyn Bridge via walk to go get some cheesecake, man. Calling men daddy was a New York thing. Let's be very clear. Let's educate the people. So a lot of the OGs from New York, you would hear them call niggas daddy, and that language never changed. All right. You even heard Styles P when he dissed State Property, when it was Rock versus State Property. You heard Styles P tell Beanie Siegel, "I look you in your eye, daddy." Pause. But yes, this was a type of slang that was used in the 90s in New York by men. Now, do niggas still call each other daddy? No. But do old heads still use the term daddy? Yes. Some people never get rid of the slang, and I guess Puff never got rid of the slang. That's why he went by the name Puff Daddy at one point. You feel what I'm saying? Now, is it weird to call niggas that? Yes, you can definitely say that. But when he calls niggas daddy, I don't think it's meant in a mook way, because that was the type of slang that was used in 90s New York. Okay? I gotta keep educating y'all with that, because I know that wasn't what y'all did in y'all regions, in y'all states. You feel me? But it's never meant to be used in a mook manner, like you guys think. Now, it can be taken that way in a mook manner, but champ, I don't think Puff meant this in mook manner. Okay. Y'all hit the video. Keep it going.
anoint him the modern-day Gatsby, a title he embraced with open arms. "Have I read The Great Gatsby?" he said to a reporter in 2001. "I am the Great Gatsby." However, many people forget that one of Diddy's first parties ever resulted in the deaths of 9 attendees. In 1991, he was the promoter of the Heavy D's and Puff Daddy celebrity charity basketball game at City College's Nat Holman Gymnasium, the infamous Puffy Party where a stampede occurred, taking the lives of 9 people. Some of the hottest rappers in the game were set to attend. Boyz II Men, Phife Dawg, Big Daddy Kane, Jodeci, even LL Cool J and Mike Tyson showed up. The crazy part is that fans could see all of their favorite stars for $12. The first problem occurred with the tickets. Keep in mind, this is in '91, so people had to go to physical locations like the Apollo Theater box office to buy tickets. Tickets were also sold at local shops like Boss Emporium, and even free tickets were given out on the radio by Funkmaster Flex. The facility could only hold 2,730 people, but they had no idea how many tickets they sold, as no proper system was set in place to keep track. Despite this,
that was an irresponsibility on everyone's behalf who was responsible. You know what I'm saying? That whole stampede situation was nasty because I actually read and heard about, you know, stories from people who actually attended, you know, that event out there back in the early 90s. That was a nasty situation, dog. People was getting walked on, bro. Walked on, ran on. It was bad. You know what I'm saying? Terrible situation. Is Puff responsible? I mean, I guess you can say he is, but there's still other people who created the event. All right. Now, they should have knew that venue wasn't going to hold everybody. They should have got a way bigger venue for that, to be honest. You know, because once it's beyond max capacity, this is creating a very dangerous situation. You know, there's too many people in there. You dig? But yeah, man, it was a wild event. I mean, I read about the event. I heard people's stories who was at the event, and yeah, it was pretty bad, dog. I ain't gonna lie. People lost their lives up in there. You did. But y'all hit that like and share the video. It's the mayor. Look.
Gene Deal calls Puffy requesting to cut security presence in half.
This particular day, Puff calls me the day before we supposed to do the party and say, "Yo, Gene, I don't need y'all to do the security outside. I got the FOIs to do it." So I said, "Man, I just told 18 guys." He said, "I just need 8. I just need 8.
To clarify, the FOIs are Fruit of Islam members. One witness to the event said, "You cannot have an event like this in Harlem without those Muslims," said Oscar Davis, 32, of the Bronx. "Forget the police. They can't do nothing. The people in Harlem respect the Muslims." It was blatantly obvious that more people were outside than could actually fit in the gym. Despite the overcrowding, tickets were still being sold at the door, said Mario Salvaggi, a city police patrol chief. Fans entered through 2 side exits and funneled down the stairs, through the doors into the gymnasium. But once LL Cool J and Mike Tyson showed up, all hell broke loose. Mobs of people started swarming from outside to rush inside, pushing people forward towards the glass doors. The eventually were shut and needed to be pulled towards the crowd to be opened. Guards tried to ensure people to fall back, but they wouldn't listen. Became so the glass doors shattered and people fell through them. Outsiders began stampeding, stomping over bodies to get inside the facility. But the problem just got worse as they needed to go down the stairs into the gym. The doors at the bottom of the stairs also needed to be pulled open towards the crowd, not pushed into the gym. So hundreds of people were squeezed up against these doors as tiny stairwell with no way to escape. Also notice that these doors don't have any windows. So inside of the gym, people were having a great time. From the outside, you can hear them partying, playing music, and rappers shouting over the microphone. They didn't even know that just on the other side of those doors were people fighting for their lives. Eventually, they got the doors open. As much as 6 people were stacked on top of each other and began spilling onto the gym floor, finally relieving the pressure. People began trying to perform CPR on the ground. Someone announced over the microphone that 3 people died right there. This caused chaos, and the people inside the gym began trying to leave, stampeding back through the exact same stairwell where people were trapped in the first place. Police identified 5 men and 3 women dead at the scene, and 29 people were injured. A 9th victim died in the hospital days later. All of them died from asphyxiation. 8 families of the deceased settled wrongful death lawsuits against Mr. Combs in early 1998. Mr. Combs ended up paying around $600,000 of a total $3 million or so. Now, clearly, this wasn't all Diddy's fault. Legally, the courts claim the city 50% responsible and the promoters 50% responsible. Regardless, death and dark energy seemed to lure around Diddy since his earliest days. From there, he kind of stopped throwing parties for the public and started to keep them private. However, over the years, disturbing rumors have spread regarding what happens during Diddy's parties, ranging from group sex rituals to casting couches where newcomers would secure their future in various industries. The biggest rumor is that aspiring male talent would need to pleasure other powerful men to advance their careers, and apparently
I believe that shit. You know, the Mook casting couch, that's definitely a thing. We not even about to act like that ain't a thing. You know, if it's being done behind closed doors, I can buy into it, Chim. I mean, that is a thing. All right, now look, you don't always need, you know, to do that to get further. I ain't gonna lie, like, that's not always a requirement. You feel me? Some people believe in order for you to get, you know, fame and notoriety that you got to do something mook. You don't. There are plenty of people who are popular just based on the fact that people like what they do and they just push an algorithm more. You know, happens all the time. But I think you just got to do something mook for clout. You don't really have to. But if you're trying to jumpstart, then yeah, I guess mookness might be a requirement depending on how fast you're trying to make that happen. All right. But yeah, I mean, look, you're also entitled to believe whatever you want to believe. You dig? But, you know, me knowing people who are actually very successful, it's like there's a lot of things that are just not true. Okay. There's a lot of things that are not true, and there's some things that are true. Feel me? That's what I can't say. But mookness happens. Let's just say that. Mook things definitely happen. We just gotta keep it a bean. Y'all hit the like and share the videos to me. Look.
It's an open secret in the music industry, which is why Shannon Sharp erupted in laughter when Cat Williams said,
"Because P. Diddy be wanting the body, and you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no." I did. I did.
Now, Diddy has 6 biological children with 3 different women. He has had multiple high-profile relationships with the likes of Jennifer Lopez, Naomi Campbell, and Cassie. But you will notice that most of the party stories that circulate involve him being surrounded by men. Josh Ostrovsky, who goes by The Fat Jewish on social media, detailed his strange experience at a Diddy party.
I'm on ecstasy and I'm trying to find the bathroom, and I can't find the bathroom. And
Oh yeah, I reviewed this before. He was talking about Diddy laid up with Felix the house cat, the DJ. I believe the man because his story didn't change. I actually believe the man. I ain't gonna lie. I believe everything he said.
get lost. So I open a door, and in that room there are a bunch of men laying about, and kind of like very like kind of leaning on each other, not like if you were spooning, but facing each other and like leaning up on your elbow and talking.
Like it would almost be the prelude to an orgy.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. It was so prelude to an orgy. And who is lounging in my direct eye line? Puff Daddy and Felix the House Cat, famed house music producer.
Yeah, no, I know
are
who that is.
basically spooning each other, and they're drinking a glass of Hennessy, and they're like sharing. They're like passing it back and forth,
And everyone's talking.
and everyone's just like talking.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I see them, I'm like,
all men though. There's not one.
all men, and they're all 100% Hennessy.
Shortly, Josh and Diddy locked eyes. He was kicked out. Josh, who is a gay man, immediately felt like he was in a room full of other gay men. But there was no real accusation nor damning evidence here. It could have just been a group of guys chilling. So let's take a listen to rapper Exhibit recounting his experience partying with Diddy.
Florida, we got invited to a Puffy party, the New Year's Eve party. He invited us to the house because he wanted to go to the club after. Puffy calls me outside. He's like, "Hey man, that girl you know about?" He's like, that's the devil, man. You know what I'm saying? I was like, "What you mean that's the devil?" So we get into the truck. He said, "Let's go to this club." We sitting there bobbing to the music, and then she pointed over the corner. It's two dudes kissing. You know, I'm like, the f is this? And then she pointed another direction. It's another dude over there like butt ass naked
Might as well have
dancing.
been.
You know what I'm saying? We take off, man.
Based on X's story, it seems like Diddy brought him to a gay club. Or maybe coincidentally, Exhibit just looked at the only 2 gay couples in a regular club. 50 Cent also recalls one of the first times he met Diddy.
We gotta kick it. This is Puff. Okay. He telling me we gotta kick it and shit. And he was like, yo, why don't we like go shopping or some shit? I mean, like, I pay for it. And I was like, what the fuck this nigga just say? Puff is a fruit pie. It's a fruit pie. Trust me.
Now there's no...
Hey, look, if you see me with a major jump of subscribers and new equipment and things like that, you could assume whatever the hell you want. I could promise you it ain't because of nothing mook. It's just because the algorithm loves the mayor. That's what it is, champ. All right? Respectfully, the mayor don't get down like that, gang. I want y'all to understand. The mayor doesn't get down like that. If you see me with a new setup, if I just so happen to look rich as hell, just so that the mayor worked hard for his riches. All right? Respectfully. Assume what you want. I don't give a damn what you think. Just know that the mayor was never moving in that direction. He said the mayor walked through that door. Nah, Hassan walked through that door yesterday, though. All right? He walked through that. The Hassan walked through that door. You heard? Salute to the chat, man. 64 likes is great, amazing. Keep hitting that like if you're just joining us. Salute to the chat. We're gonna keep it going though. Let's get it.
No doubt that homophobia has been prevalent in hip-hop forever. However, some people are just simply not gay, and Diddy's actions make them feel uncomfortable. Like rappers Fabulous and Jadakiss, who were presently on a pod that got really awkward really quickly. He began by repeatedly calling the host Nori Daddy.
I got Mr. Lee.
Yeah, I love this drink.
Where you put my bag?
I like when you like this, Daddy.
Yeah, where you put my bag?
Daddy, I like when you
right
scrambling
here,
and scraping for shit.
No,
I like that.
I've been practicing.
Then he proceeded to ask Fabulous why he didn't want to party with him.
See where I look
miss
back on
me?
where I became.
Did you miss me though? For real? Because I'm saying it seems like a thing.
I
with
miss
this
partying
birthday
with
party,
Puff, man. I
Man,
miss
but I'm
partying
talking about
with
for your birthday.
Huh?
I want you to party with me for your birthday, man.
We partied for my birthday before. You came to my party.
No, but me and you ain't never really party, you know what I'm saying?
Jadakiss kept his head looking straight down for almost the entire interview.
Nigga, Kiss ain't want no pause. And kept his hoodie over his fit too. He was like, hey, yo, respectfully, I'm going to decline. Y'all have this conversation yourselves. All right, I'm Jason, you Freddie, champ, and this is the dream that you entered. All right, respectfully. You dig? He said, yeah, I'll pass. This is all you, gang. The floor is yours, okay? Look. Nigga, we partied for my birthday last time. Nah, we ain't party, champ. We ain't ever party. All right? We ain't party. Okay? Yeah, I hate to like share the video. Come on, gang.
When you could tell Fabulous was very uneasy about Diddy's presence. When Diddy was confronted about it, this was his response.
Oh, you scraping for shit.
That was you.
Scrambling.
I don't like that jacket. That jacket nasty weird, gang. What's that, a leopard? Nigga, is that a leopard on your back? I don't know. I wouldn't have wore that one, champ. Champ, you got an exotic leopard on your back, gang. I don't know. I wouldn't have wore that one, man. I wouldn't have wore that, champ. You got the Cruella DeVille joint, nigga. That's the same joint Cruella DeVille wear. You know what I mean? On 100 Dalmatians, champ. That's the Cruella DeVille coat. You dig? You look like you about to snatch some dogs away, gang. You look like you about to snatch away some Dalmatians, gang. Not the leopard. That's a mook leopard you got there, champ. You got a leopard print mook leopard jacket. I don't know about this one, gang. I wouldn't have wore this. I ain't gonna lie. This looks like it's fresh off, the window of Victoria's Secret. I ain't gonna lie. This looks like it came straight out of Victoria's Secret or something. You dig? Oh, no, I want to wear that That's a very mook leopard you got there, okay? Hit the like, share the video, man. Ah, champ.
What? You sound like when you do it like that, Daddy. When you scrambling and scraping for shit.
Hey. Nah. I mean,
you don't go back and look at that stuff and laugh?
I mean, it could be funny. I don't really be on it like that.
It seems like he genuinely has no idea why people thought what he said was weird.
He says things, he doesn't even know what he's saying is like fruity. You know what I'm saying? Like, he says something fabulous and he goes, yo, but me and you, we ain't party. Like, we need to party. What is he talking about? What is he talking about? That's the kind of stuff that when people say that to me, I get a little uncomfortable.
But even with all the jokes, rumors, and secrets, nobody ever formally spoke out against Diddy and accused him of assault or abuse until 2019, when his ex-girlfriend Gina Huynh spoke publicly about what it's like to be in a relationship with him. Keep in mind that Gina was a side girlfriend for Diddy. The public didn't know about her because his public relationship was with Cassie Ventura, who he had been on and off dating for a decade.
He had caught me texting another man. We were in his closet and he pushed me and I fell to the ground. He stood over me. He avoided my face, but he started punching me on the side of my head, and I was just covering my face. He stomped on my stomach, took the wind out of my breath. I couldn't breathe, pleading to him can you stop? And he stopped for a little bit. He grabbed my hair from the back and was punching the back of my head.
She also claims that she was pregnant with his child in 2014.
You mind telling me what happened with that pregnancy?
He was you're gonna get an abortion, right? I was I don't know yet. And then he offered me $50,000 to get rid of it, but I turned it down because I just loved him.
Gina did not take the money, but she also did not have the child. 4 years later, she got pregnant again. Gina goes on to detail multiple other instances of emotional and physical abuse, but she never filed any formal charges. It wasn't all the way until November of 2023 that someone finally filed a formal lawsuit against Diddy. After that, the floodgates were opened, and Sean Combs' dark past crept out of the shadows. In the lawsuit, Cassie Ventura, his longtime girlfriend, accused Mr. Combs of and of repeated physical abuse over about a decade. As you can imagine, this lawsuit and these allegations went extremely viral. After all these years of shady rumors, weird behavior, and dark secrets, the entire world was prepared for Diddy's decline. Ventura and Combs met in 2005 when she was 19 and he was 37. He heard a song she was marketing called Me and You. He then contacted Ryan Leslie, who wrote Cassie's first single, and paired Bad Boy Records with Leslie's Next Selection imprint for the release of Cassie's debut album. In August 2006, Cassie released her self-titled album under Bad Boy Records. The pair formed a close relationship through working together for several months as Cassie became the face of Diddy's fashion label, Sean John. In 2007, Diddy separated from his longtime partner, Kim Porter, and started dating Cassie. Cassie alleged that Combs controlled nearly every aspect of her life, from her career to having access to her personal medical records. She claims he was frequently violent, physically abusing her multiple times a year, and that he often plied her with copious amounts of drugs, which made videos like this one seem awfully suspicious, where Cassie seems to be hiding from Diddy.
What you gotta say now? What you gotta say now? You ain't got shit to say. When you put your girl on the snap, baby, yo, babe. I mean, shit getting weird. Come on, baby. It's hot outside. You fucking wrapped up in that blanket. Let's go jog on the beach.
The court papers assert that others who worked with Mr. Combs helped him control Ms. Ventura, like suppressing her music if she did not obey his orders, or by helping to conceal his behavior. But it wasn't just mentally controlling. He also often got physically violent with her. In one incident in Los Angeles in 2009, the suit says that Mr. Combs became enraged when he saw Ms. Ventura talking to another talent agent, then pushed her into a car and kicked her repeatedly in the face, making her bleed. The suit also details Diddy's requests for Cassie to engage in his newest sexual fantasy called voyeurism. Combs forced Ventura to have sex with male sex workers in different cities, encounters she claimed he watched, pleasured himself to, and recorded.
Oh man, you was on your Lamar Odom? Ah, champ. I didn't get into these severe details. You was on your Lamar Odom type time, champ. When Lamar Odom told Adam 22 he wanted to watch him do talk. Ah, champ, voyeurism, nigga. What the hell is that? Voyeurism? You want to watch other men do things with your woman is weird work. And to me, it will forever be weird work. I'm not gonna lie. That's just me. Okay? Yeah, we going back to L. Okay? Your boy LO is different now. He's not who he used to be. He's on a different type of time now. He's not who he was. Dig? Yeah, it's nasty work. Listen. Now, these things, I believe. Why? Because, nigga, you paid a certain amount of million to Cassie. You did, champ. You paid quite a few mil to Cassie, bro, as a settlement, which makes you guilty in my book. I mean, look, 2 and 2, you gotta put 2 and 2 together, right? Only makes sense to me. I'm just gonna say that. You dig? But I'm not the type of person that puts other allegations or other things on people without proof. But that right there made you look, you know what I'm saying? Look a little suspect, gang. I ain't gonna lie.
This is the allegation that likely opened up a federal investigation into him sex trafficking people. According to the suit, Mr. Combs called these encounters freak-offs, which involved costumes, like masquerade masks and lingerie. The lawsuit continues to detail some of the most horrific, embarrassing, and torturous behavior Diddy allegedly committed. Combs' lawyer, Benjamin Braffman, responded to the lawsuit on behalf of him. Mr. Combs vehemently denies these offensive and outrageous allegations. For the past 6 months, Mr. Combs has been subjected to Ms. Ventura's persistent demand of $30 million, under the threat of writing a damaging book about their relationship. Despite them denying everything, the lawsuit was settled just 24 hours after it was made public. We don't know how much, but due to the severity of the charges, the public assumed that Diddy coughed up tens of millions of dollars to keep her quiet. And while Combs likely believed that he escaped Cassie's lawsuit unscathed, a woman named Liza Gardner filed a lawsuit on November 23rd. Gardner claimed that she and a friend met Combs and singer-songwriter Aaron Hall at an MCA Records event in either 1990 or 1992. They returned to Hall's apartment for an after-party where she was offered more drinks and was coerced into having sex with Combs, who assaulted both her and her friend. In another complaint filed the same day, Joy Dickerson Neal alleged that in 1991, she reluctantly went on a date with Combs, who intentionally drugged and sexually assaulted her after their dinner. Diddy denied the allegations through a spokesperson who claimed that the women's claims were fabricated and accused them of exploiting the Adult Survivors Act. The New York's Adult Survivors Act temporarily eliminated the civil statute of limitations for survivors of sexual assault, which gave them the right to file a lawsuit against the perpetrator regardless of how long ago it occurred. Then another woman came out. Jane Doe alleged that Combs, his longtime lieutenant Harve Pierre, and a third unidentified assailant gang-raped her when she was 17 at Combs' Manhattan recording studio in 2003. Pierre, who previously served as president of Combs Bad Boy Entertainment, had also been sued by a former assistant, who alleges he used his position of authority as plaintiff's boss to groom, exploit, and sexually assault her several times between 2016 and 2017. The lawsuit further claimed that men trafficked Doe across state lines from Detroit to New York City on a private jet, supplied the teenager with drugs and alcohol until she couldn't consent, and then violently assaulted her. The complaint also included several photos that Doe alleges were taken at the studio that night, including one where she is sitting on Combs' lap. "Enough is enough," Diddy said on Instagram. "For the last couple of weeks I've sat silently and watched people try to assassinate my character, destroy my reputation and my legacy. I did not do any of the awful things being alleged. I will fight for my name, my family, and for the truth." But it wasn't just women accusing him. In February of 2024, Combs' former producer and videographer, Rodney Lil Rod Jones, filed a federal lawsuit against Combs, alleging Combs sexually harassed, drugged, and threatened him. According to the lawsuit, Rodney Lil Rod Jones lived with Combs between September 2022 and November 2023, during which he worked on Diddy's most recent album, the Love Album, Off the Grid. As Combs' videographer, Jones allegedly secured hours of footage and audio recordings of Combs engaging in illegal activity. The activity the suit alleges includes acquiring drugs, soliciting sex workers, providing laced drinks to minors, and sexual assault. Jones alleges that he was the victim of constant unsolicited and unauthorized groping and touching touching of his anus by Mr. Combs. Mr. Jones was forced by Mr. Combs to work in Mr. Combs' bathroom as Mr. Combs walked around naked and showered in a clear glass enclosure. In the lawsuit, Jones also alleges that Young Miami, who is Diddy's most recent girlfriend, was among those who were paid a monthly fee by Diddy to work as his sex workers. Jones believed Diddy was grooming him with the goal of passing him off to others.
But please also include that your boy Rodney also was found out to be lying about two things in these documents. One being that he's seen an adult film star doing actions on video and said that it was what's his name, the reality TV star, can't remember his name right now, turns out wasn't that guy, but he identified the guy as Stevie J is his name. He said Stevie J was on video doing something mook. That was a lie. He also said there was underage girls at the Diddy parties. That also turned out to be a lie. So also talk about the lies that was told in these documents too, because two things were definitely proven to not be true. Just saying. But y'all hit the like, share the video. Let's keep it going.
While on a yacht in January of 2023, Jones alleges he was introduced to Oscar-winning actor Cuba Gooding Jr., who proceeded to grope and fondle him until being forcibly pushed away. Jones claimed that Diddy, who had dominion and control over Gooding Jr., failed to step in. Also in Jones's lawsuit, an unnamed rapper is mentioned as having been on Diddy's yacht, where they were allegedly seen consorting with underage girls and sex workers. This rapper is described as a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj. Rapper Meek Mill is from Philadelphia and dated Nicki Minaj from 2014 to 2016. That same unnamed rapper, also an unnamed R&B singer, and producer Stevie J allegedly engaged in sexual intercourse with Diddy. This allegation has people looking at that clip of Meek Mill in the pool with Diddy calling him daddy more suspiciously. Also, 50 Cent made some jokes about Diddy and Stevie J on Instagram, to which Stevie J responded with not denying the allegations, but challenging 50 Cent to a boxing match.
Go, I want you to fade, nigga. Fuck all that. Since it's entertainment, let me beat the shit out of you on TV or something. Don't duck that. I'm calling you out. What you want to do, Curtis?
But the most shocking allegation made in the lawsuit was Mr. Jones discovered that Mr. Combs has hidden cameras in every room of his homes, and that Diddy was secretly recording artists and powerful executives like Lucien Grange, who was mentioned in the lawsuit, who may or may not have participated in
Lucien Grange, that's who Kanye said that this was literally Drake's sugar daddy. Kanye said that Lucien Grange was sugar daddy. That's what Kanye said. I think that was yesterday Kanye said that. Lucien Grange, Drake's sugar daddy. Allegedly. Allegedly, gang. You feel me? Phoenix says dominion and control is the basis of res ipsa loquitur. That's some Latin shit, which is Latin for the thing speaks for itself, meaning it's obvious that it's his fault. The claims are interesting. Education champs.
In the freak-offs. If this turns out to be true, we might see some of the most powerful people in the entertainment industry get exposed. And 50 Cent wants to be a part of the expose. He said on Instagram, shaking my head, this is gonna be so good. What you wanna bet I'm gonna get these tapes? I'll pay top dollar for them. You been over there? I don't go to Puffy's parties. However, it seems as though Sean Combs' reign of terror may be over. On March 25th, 2024, Homeland Security agents and other law enforcement officers raided Diddy's homes in Los Angeles and Miami due to a possible ongoing sex trafficking investigation. Homeland Security expert Hal Kempfer added some insight that the evidence they're looking for includes laptops, flash drives, and anything that would connect Combs with the allegations. As of right now, we don't know what they found, and technically the feds never formally announced what they were looking for or why they were there. But it's safe to assume, based on the allegations, conveniently, Diddy was not even in the United States during the time of the raid. According to TMZ, Combs' private jet was spotted on the ground in Antigua, in the Caribbean, shortly after news of the raids broke. Many people believe he is fleeing the country, and today it seems like Diddy is spiraling. He just posted on social media trying to see who in the industry is on his side.
Hey, yo, right now though, for real, yo, I need to know who with me. You know, like just.
Miss Lady says you can't even pursue your dreams without all this extra ish. I'm just saying, sad. That's not true. Let me tell you something. There's many routes to success, all right? Don't assume that there's just one way and one way only. There's so many different routes. You don't have to be Mook to be successful, all right? You don't have to be Mook to be successful. Please understand. You don't gotta be Mook to be successful. Now, for the people who want to get to it fast, you might have to do some strange things for some change, Chan. You dig? But there's other avenues. You don't have to go this route. You don't even have to go the industry route. You can do something independently and be successful. I know plenty of people who are independently successful who have never done anything weird. All right? There's different ways to do successful things, and you don't have to do nothing weird or nothing against your own moral compass. You do? Like, that's just what it is. You know? People are always going to try to take advantage of you in no matter where you at in life. People are always going to try to take advantage of you. It don't matter what you do. You just have to be smart enough to not allow it and stand on your own too. If you stand on your own too, how can anyone take advantage of you, champ? Understand? We got our own perception of, what success is too at the same time. You did. But guess what? It don't matter at what level of life you're at. Someone is always going to be trying to take advantage of you no matter what. You dig? But y'all hit the like, share the video. It's the mayor. Look.
Yeah, like I don't have the time. If you f with me, let it be known. If you don't f with me, be quiet.
And just in case you wanted some more twisted allegations and insane conspiracy theories, take a look at the founders of Uptown Records, the people who gave Diddy his very first job in the music industry. Andre Harrell, dead at age 59. Heavy D, dead at age 44. Kim Porter, dead at age 47. And Al B. Sure, who was just in a coma for 2 months and almost lost his life. Al B. Sure is also the father of Diddy's oldest adopted son. Albie had a child with Kim Porter before she left him, married Diddy, and had children with him. Albie has recently been trying to reach out to his oldest son, hoping that he will leave Diddy and come back home, and when he got out of his coma, he strongly insinuated that Diddy was the reason behind it.
We're going to be producing the Albie Shore life story. So hold on to your britches, and you'll really understand how I ended up in a coma. You're really going to need to call Homeland Security.
Now, why would Diddy want the people who got him into the music industry in the first place to all be dead? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. But it seems like almost everyone around Sean Combs for his whole career either dies, disappears from relevance, or speaks out against his devilish ways. Yet nothing bad ever seems to happen to him. He just seems to get more successful and rich. Is it a coincidence? Maybe. But for now, we will just have to see how this all plays out. Based on everything you have learned in this video, you probably think he is guilty. But as of right now, he is innocent until proven Diddy.
Yeah, it's true though. Man innocently proven guilty. All right, respectfully. All right. Salute to the homie Patrick CC. Yeah, bro. That was a good, even though there was some misinformation, that was fire. You dig? But salute to kid Patrick CC. He does make great content. You dig? But look, let me know how you feel about all this in the comments, champs. I know y'all gonna flood me with insanity, champ. I already know, champs. But look, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe right now. We got a lot more content to come. Y'all stay tuned for that. Salute to, all of the chat, everybody in the chat. Make sure you smash that like button, share the video. Let me know how you feel in the comments section. But salute, get them likes up. We will have more content on the way. Y'all stay tuned for that. Once again, salute to the chat. We got more in store. I'm up out of here though. Y'all stay tuned. Hit that like. Let's get it. Let's go.